And at the World Economic Forum, business leaders say they are encouraged by the unity displayed by Team SA at the 55th gathering in Davos, Switzerland. The country's high-level delegation at the annual event included government ministers as well as corporate sector CEOs. Business Editor Xolani Mbanjwa caught up with Old Mutual Group CEO Iain Williamson.
South Africa has many companies that are competing around the world in markets that are doing better or just worse than South Africa when it comes to a number of issues, including infrastructure. So what does it mean that South African companies are here at the annual meeting of the World Economic Forum? I'm joined by the Group CEO of Old Mutual, Iain Williamson. Iain, thank you so much for your time as always. Let's talk about your company and how you actually compete in the rest of the continent and what it means to be here in order for your competitive advantage to be at the top when you go back to these markets on the African continent. How important is this?
Good afternoon, Xolani, and thanks for having me. No, it's really a great opportunity. I always say to people that there's so many people here together in one place. You can have a lot of meetings with people from a lot of different countries very efficiently. So, for example, I normally meet with Reserve Bank governors from various African countries who are our regulators. So it's very easy to talk to them here. I meet with our supply chain suppliers, and so we can talk about the kind of challenges we're having, etc. And to do that in the normal course of business, I have to fly around the world over 9 months to have those meetings. So that's very helpful. As far as Old Mutual is concerned, the one of the big topics on the agenda for us is telling the story about Africa's investment opportunity to the world and to other business people who may deploy capital into Africa. Because that will drive economic growth, it'll drive consumer well-being, it'll drive maturity of markets, which is all good for us as a business because that's what we need to help to drive our economic growth. Ultimately, anything that's good for the consumers in the countries that we operate in is great for our business.
And let's talk about Team South Africa. What's different this year? G20, GNU, the Gs are moving right. What's different this year? It seems the mood is really, really positive from Team South Africa.
Yeah, so to build on your analogy, the Gs have put big G forces behind South Africa here. What I've been the most impressed about this year is there's such a sense of unity of purpose behind the South African delegation here. From business leaders to government leaders, everybody you talk to has been very positive and has done their bit to both market South Africa as an investment destination, market the opportunity that comes from the G20 presidency, and from the fact that we host the B20, which is the business equivalent of the G20 at the same time. So we've used the G20 as a marketing opportunity really for South Africa and for the continent. Both the country and the AU as a whole are going to be top of the agenda for the G20.
Iain, thank you so much for your time here in Davos, Switzerland. It's quite an important engagement, an important time for South Africa to put its best foot forward and show the world what it is capable of doing with the opportunity of having the presidency of the G20, capitalizing on all of those opportunities at this annual meeting in Davos. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I am Xolani Mbanjwa in Switzerland.